Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I have a little time to kill before my job interview this morning. I am out in Trampa, Tampa. I had to come out here to the personnel office, and I have only been to Tampa once since I have been back in Florida these last few years, and that was to go to the airport. And this morning's drive reminded me why I avoid Tampa like the plague. It wasn't that bad until I hit more coming into Tampa. But oh man, stop and go. So much traffic. And I saw this weird thing. I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about. I was just guided to kind of do a what's up fam checking in type of video, just talking about random things, the goings on in the current world. So, I guess we'll start there. I saw this, pardon me for saying, but it looked like it was a levitating, floating LED platform in the sky near the airport. If anybody has ever seen anything like that, I mean, you could see it was flashing, but there was no pole connecting it to the ground. So I just thought that was really weird, or like no tower or anything. It was just a platform up there, bright and shiny, and I'm like, what is that? But I was so stuck in traffic, I couldn't like whip out my phone and get a video or anything. So I may try to do that on the way back if I can still see it. But it was right near the airport, so I'm assuming it's something for the planes, but I was like, that's weird. So there was that. And then on the way out of my city into Tampa, I passed my high school, my old high school. And on the marquee board outside, it's, saying like teacher and student, whatever. And then at the bottom, it said PTS, something ACL, CIT, something LA. And I'm like, are we just all going to start speaking in acronyms soon? And I was like, man, it makes sense. This world wants to reduce you and minimize you and label you, digitize you into basically an avatar. And I'll speak on that too. I'm scrolling my YouTube feed last night, and one section is all the news stories, that the main headlines for the day. And of course, it's all Trump's face all over the news. Last night was the State of the Union address, which I did not watch. Just personally, I'm somebody who sides with Bob Marley, who said all governments are illegal. I feel the exact same way. I do not believe in a technocratic, authoritarian, capitalistic, socialist or fascist or communist government, because to me, all isms are schisms. So I would love to see an open and free society with responsible and mature self-governing individuals who are fully capable of living their lives without a micromanager looking under their skin. So, I'm looking at these thumbnails for these news headlines, and one is literally of your president as a cartoon avatar. And I thought, well, that's fitting. It's basically what the government is good for, cartoons. Cartoons and cartels. Our government here is the biggest bullying, mob mentality corrupt snakes I've ever seen in my, like, I've seen it my whole life, you know, politicians and their swindling ways. And I used to vote and I used to have hope. And then I started educating myself and I started learning, oh, well, the Electoral College decides the final vote ultimately. So no, individual votes don't count for shit. Number one. Number two, nobody but God, my creator, is an authority over me. That's the only master I serve. It's the only authority figure in my life, is my creator. So, to me, when there's another human being who God created all equal, and I've got another human being, maybe wearing a badge, maybe not, maybe is elected, maybe not, maybe has a fancy title or credential letters before or after their name, maybe not, maybe has a really, really wealthy income, maybe not, maybe has a bloodline, family name of nobility or royalty or some bloodline, maybe not. But all of these people with this superiority complex who think that they have authority over anybody but themselves, they don't. And I've always known that. And I guess that's why I've lived it. I am anti-authority. And just basically most everything that the world and society believes to be right and good, I'm not. I'll be the one to say, well, no, I don't agree. For instance, capital punishment. I do not believe in taking revenge into your own hands, whether it's termed legal or not. Taking a life is taking a life in the grand scheme of cosmic things. The cosmic laws of divine truth are to respect all life. 2 legs, 4 legs, skin, feathers, scales, leaves, claws, toes, snouts, hooves, all life. And all I see in this world is a whole lot of disrespect to all life. But yet, it's legal, it's socially acceptable, it's socially engineered, it's a brainwashed delusion. And none of us are God. None of us are able to create that very same life if we should, God forbid, take it. So if you can't create the life that you're taking, you don't take it. You know, and with all this talk of the files and everything and all these creeps out here hurting children, yes, people are getting angry and they want to take matters into their own hands. I see lots of talk online and memes going around about, you know, death to pedos and all this stuff. Well, it's disgusting, and you're right, we are angry because those types of abominations should never happen. But we don't, again, take matters into our own hands and then practice violence and just keep the cycle perpetuated. You know, violence done to a child is now violence done to the perpetrator, and you may be sitting there thinking, well, good, then that's less trash on the planet. Well, that's true, but that's more karmic debt for you, and your next time around's probably going to be worse. So You know, it's all right to be angry. It's justified. Hurting children should be an unacceptable, zero tolerance thing. But if we can take that anger and use it and direct it where it rightfully goes, and that is, we're obviously living in a system that protects criminals because of the aforementioned things that I mentioned: income, title, reputation, status, image, superficial things. So the criminals are being protected, but there's still no justice for any victim out there who's been harmed. I can include myself in that. I am not only a domestic violence survivor who received zero justice in that arena, and I did every piece of footwork necessary, including filling out a stack of forms this thick for hours in the courthouse to get a protection order. Facing homelessness, being turned away from organizations, sleeping on the street, dealing with trauma, and not getting any help. Still to this day. Every system, every construct in this system is broken. Housing, schooling, food, water, utilities, everything. And as you can see, the priorities of those in charge is all AI, all digital, all machine, with a big to biological life forms like you and me out there, and the plants and the animals. So again, as always, we have choices to make, and now is the time to start making them. The biggest impact you can have in the world of corrupt evil is to not participate in any way, shape, form, or fashion with it. I know that hurts. And I know that's not what anybody wants to hear. Everybody wants their fancy devices and AI agents and this and that and the other, but I'm telling you, as God is my witness right here, right now, in person, you don't want what they've got planned for you. Let me make that very clear. No matter how tempting and shiny and pretty and glittery and amazing, too good to be true. Remember that. However shiny and tempting it is when they dangle it, why have to glitz and glamour anything up to sell it to people if it's so wonderful and perfect and there's zero risk and only 100% benefit? But that's not the reality of it. It's time to get real. Much love, everybody. I hope you have a great day wherever you are in the world. Respect biological life.